Well, hello. Welcome to this live stream. All right, I have not live streamed for a while, but I'm doing this quick live stream. I am in a park, in a winter park, and the reason that I'm doing this live stream is because I saw, in the last couple of weeks, I saw a lot of, people on YouTube, guys on YouTube that are really wonderful creators. I love their stuff that they are creating, but they really weren't able to do live streaming. All right, and the reason that they weren't able to do live streaming is because they don't really know how to do it. Now, I'm not trying to knock anybody down, and please don't misunderstand me. I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been doing this for over 40 years, all right? But the one thing, and just because I've been doing it for 40 years doesn't mean that I'm the only one that knows how to do it. But the difference is, if you say you know how to do something, right, and what I see is not what you're saying, then it shows that you really don't know how to do it, and maybe you have some sort of pride and you don't want to hear from anybody how to live stream or anything, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's your channel. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But if you can learn something from this, then take it with a grain of salt. This is why I am doing this. I am doing this with the intention of trying to help those that are trying to live stream and can't quite grasp it, because live streaming, remote live streaming, is not like doing photography. It's not like doing videography. It's not like doing film work. It's not like doing studio live streaming. It's totally different. It's a whole different ballpark. All right, because now you're dealing with cellular towers, and cellular towers do not have the strength in the signal that a regular stable tower might have. You know what I'm saying? Or not a stable tower, but a stable landline, for example, at your home studio might have. That's why when you didn't like the live stream today, well, then tomorrow you do something different. You know what I'm saying? You change it up. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is. I'm kind of getting blown out. Let me see if I can do this a little bit. Okay. All right. So, anyways, this is the reason that I'm doing this. Okay. Cellular towers, are different when you're trying to hit, your live stream. The first thing that I do, particularly for a live stream, is I need to make sure that I have a good signal. If I don't have a good signal, then why am I going to live stream? You know what I'm saying? I have to have a very good signal, a very stable signal. All right? There's a difference between a good signal and a difference between a good signal that is stable. And so in cellular, there's no such thing as a stable signal, because in cellular companies, what they do is they share their towers. And when they share their towers, the more people that are actually using that tower, the less signal is available to you. It's available for downloads, okay, but your upload speeds get very get affected. Pretty much is what the best thing I can say. They get affected. Why do they get affected? Because download speeds for a cellular company is more important than upload speeds. Cellular businesses are in business to provide telephone service, and for those that are providing internet service, they are providing download speeds for internet service. They're not providing services for people like you and some of us that are actually trying to use their signal to remotely upload an event or something of that nature. They're not interested in that. You know what I'm saying? They don't care for that. And so and by the time they find out that this is a good business, they might go ahead and say, hey, okay, if you want upload speeds, we'll provide you a service just for doing uploads, and they'll charge us more, or they'll charge us a different rate, or have a completely different plan for us. I don't know where it'll go, but it looks like it might go that way, because the more technology is moving on, the more these things are becoming a reality. And the reality of it all is that now we are able to do all these sort of things. I don't have a Sony Experia Pro. You do not need a Sony Experia Pro to do remote live streaming like I'm doing right now. I have a cellular phone. I have a Fujifilm camera. I'm using a Fujifilm X-T2, all right, and I have it set. I can set it at 4K because this system can do 4K, but I don't have it set at 4K because my cellular signal here, all right, is not wide enough. It's not big enough to be able to support a 4K stream. So I brought it down to 1080, but then my 1080, when I was doing my 1080 was fluctuating because this time, it's 4 o'clock right now over here, so it's a busy time of the day where people are beginning to go home, you know. Well, there's no more school because kids are on vacation, but people are getting home from work, you know, and so they're texting, they're using their phones, you know, that sort of stuff. And so the 1080, the bandwidth that I have is wide enough, is big enough, but it's not stable, all right? And it's not stable to where I feel comfortable staying at 1080, and this is why I lowered it down to 720. All right, 720 I have no problem because at 720 I have enough bandwidth and I got enough headroom that in case my cellular signal fluctuates, I still have that cushion that allows me to continue to stream at 720 without it stopping, jerking, freezing, doing all these crazy things that the guys that are trying to do these live streams don't sort of understand. That is the intricate and the most important part about doing any sort of live stream, remote live stream, when you're using a digital camera, you know, whether it's a mirrorless camera or whether it's a cine camera, because you can hook up a cine camera to your phone. Now, the way that I'm doing this is I've got my phone, and my phone I'm using an app, and I'm using an actual capture card. I'm using an HDMI capture card that is a 4K. It has the capability of bringing a 4K input, and it does a 4K output at 60 frames per second. We have a train coming, and so you know you're gonna see a little bit of noise. You know, as a matter of fact, let me swing it around so that you guys can see the train. You know, it'll be kind of fun. You know, so let's swing this around. Okay, so we're gonna see a train on this side really soon. Let me see. Am I blown out? Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. Let me try this. Okay, the train is on that side, so we're gonna see it when it comes back out. But I'm actually putting the camera on this side, and I think I'm a little bit blown out. Let me go this way because I don't want to be too blown out. Yeah, I'm blown out. Okay, I think I'm a little bit blown out. Well, let me do this. Let's try this. Maybe this will help it. Let me go this route. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to try to give you the right... Okay, I think that might do it. Okay, so alright, so now I've moved my camera. Okay, I have it on a tripod, alright, on a video tripod, and I kind of I panned my camera around so that now we are looking at the train tracks. I don't want to point it straight at the train track because I got some people over there, and I don't want to film those people out there. You know, I don't want them to come out, and I got a lot of kids out on this side here that are playing. So we're gonna see the train passing behind me. Here we go. You're gonna see the train passing right behind me, and that gives you an idea of you know, where I'm at and that kind of stuff. There's the horn for the train. Let's give it a second because here it comes. It's coming right there. All right, it's right there. You're gonna see it coming right now. There we go. And here comes the train. Yep, see, that's the train. All right. Yes. Wonderful, huh? That's our city train, all right? That's our city train here in the Orlando area. So anyways, getting back to all of this, all right, you can see how I'm actually streaming right now. I'm doing a live stream, and it's very clean and it's very clear, you know, and I don't have no jerkiness. I don't have no it's not freezing, all right, and that is because I am actually transmitting within a bandwidth that I know I have enough capacity and enough capability through my cellular signal. And here comes another train going the other way. Watch this, guys, all right? We get them once every 30 minutes, we get them out here. Here's the other one. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Every 30 minutes, okay, we have the trains here. These trains, you know, actually provide a form of transportation here for Orlando, you know, and it's kind of nice. They come here every 30 minutes, and you can park your car, and then you can jump on the train and go to work, and, you know, and you save gas, you save time. You know, it's a lot of great stuff, you know, happens with these trains, and I love it. It's a great, you know, a great ad that they actually did here in the Orlando area finally about 2 years ago. So anyways, getting back to all this, what I was speaking about, you want to make sure that you have, you know, enough bandwidth. Okay, that's the trick about it. If you don't have the bandwidth, it doesn't matter if you have a $10,000 set of camera, or if you have a $30,000 set of camera, or if you are using a $600 camera. All right, the trick about streaming is to make sure that you have a solid signal. Not every cellular company is good everywhere you go. All right, some cellular companies are really good in certain cities, and then all of a sudden you go into, let's say, a downtown, and that particular cellular company is no good in downtown because they don't have any towers in the downtown area, or their strength in their signal, in the strength of the signal from their towers is not strong enough. All right, and so you get all kinds of really weak signals. You see that a lot and all over the world with the differences when you use one company, one cellular company, or you use a different cellular company. You might be at your house, for example, and you use your cellular phone, and you can see maybe that on your cellular phone with that particular cellular company that you're using, you might get only 3 lines. But when you go outside, you know, and you go on the car, you get 5, you know, bars of strength. Or it might be the other way around. And the same thing happens between differences between one cellular company and another cellular company. So you have to understand that when you're doing this type of remote system, of remote live streaming, you have to always measure your strength of your signal so that you know exactly what you have. All right, whether it's in a park, whether it's in a theme park, a beach, wherever it is. You know, when I stream, I particularly, this particular phone has what is called dual SIM. All right, this dual phone that has dual SIM, I will go from, I'm using, by the way, I'm using AT&T because AT&T signal here is the strongest. All right, I don't use Verizon because Verizon in Orlando is no good. All right, the other signal that I use is T-Mobile. All right, but T-Mobile, you know, 90% of the time doesn't give me 5G. It gives me 4G, but doesn't give me 5G because T-Mobile doesn't have 5G out here. You know, and so 90% of the time I use AT&T because AT&T I do get 5G signal. But even though I have a 5G signal with AT&T, even though I have 5G available through AT&T, you know, I still have to measure my signal because although I do have 5G here, for example, in this particular scenario, in this park, I don't have a very strong signal because I'm in the middle of the downtown of Winter Park, which is very busy. There's a lot of people outside, there's a lot of kids, a lot of traffic, a lot of actual people using, you know, the towers that are out here, and so the towers get congested, and as the towers get congested, the signal that is available to me is less and less and less. All right, and so with that said, with all of these factors, you know, put it into the equation, then now I can say, well, can I actually stream, you know, and what exactly can I stream? Can I stream a 4K, you know, format or a video stream? Or do I have to step it down and do a 2K? Or do I need to step it even further down and do a 1080 or a 720? What is the actual, you know, stream that I can use, the format that will be that will look good without jerking, without cutting off, without breaking my signal. You know, these things are the things that I need to take into consideration, you know. So let me swing this around. Okay, so I'm gonna swing this around this way. It's a little bit better because I want to get on the shade here, all right, because it's hot. All right, so okay, let's go this route. Okay, and I'm sorry I had to do that, but you know, I'm under the shade here. The sun is like right up there, so let me go a little bit further. All right, there we go. All right, so anyways, okay, with all of that said, right, you know, once you take those things into consideration, you know, then you go and you start building your look. You know, you know, you build it to whether you want to use a certain look, a LUT, you know what I'm saying? You can do all of that after, right? That is stuff that I do afterwards with my camera. I'm using an APS-C sensor. I'm using the X-T2. I like the X-T2 because it has a lot of film simulations, and I like using film simulations because film simulations allow me to prepare the kind of coloring that I want to get out of my camera before I do post-production or anything else. Specifically, if I'm doing a live stream. If I'm doing a live stream, I'm using the Leica film simulation, which gives you like bright yellows, you know, like nice greens, you know, kind of like poppy colors, you know, which is what people like. This is not for cinematography. For cinematography, you use something totally different. But for doing live stream, you know, I want people to look at something that looks good. All right. Now we got filmmakers that, oh yeah, but this looks good, you know, and the people on the other hand saying, man, that looks like really like crap. And the reason that it looks like crap is because for a cinematographer like myself and maybe some of you, right, we use what we call, you know, logs, you know what I'm saying, F logs or C logs, you know, stuff that our colors are matted, all right, and so we forget that we're not doing post-production afterwards, you know, we're not taking that video and going and doing post-production work to make it look good. No, it needs to look good from the moment you hit the camera, all right? So F logs, C logs, you know, all these logs don't work for remote live streaming. All these logs, okay, do not work, completely do not work, all right, because even though you can put a LUT afterwards, it still is not going to work, because what's going to happen is making your camera work harder, and your camera working harder is making the signal a lot much more complicated for your phone. Your phone overheats, your camera overheats, you create more headaches, you know, and that is not what you intend to do. All right, people that are doing and that are looking at these live streams are not going to go back and say, oh, let me see what it looks like, because once you finish your live stream, it's gone, unless you decide to keep it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But once I finish my live stream, you know, and I don't want to do any more live stream, it's gone. Nobody can see it. Nobody can go and look at it. It's for the moment, for the instant. That's the objective and the reason behind doing a live stream, remote live stream, that is. You know, and so when you look at all of these things and things that the guys are doing, you know, and trying to set the cameras with these wonderful, you know, C logs and F logs and all these LUTs and all these things, you know, you need to throw that away. All right, you need to throw that away, because you're not trying to do live stream. Now, if you are recording inside your camera because you want to use that to edit, all right, then you gotta use something like, for example, on my X-T2, right, or on any of my Fuji cameras, right, I can control what I record. I can record a 4K signal with all my LUTs or my F logs, right, to the card inside the camera, but my HDMI signal is a different type of signal. It can be a 1080, it can be a 720, it can be 4K, it can be with an F-LUT or without an F-LUT. You know, what's important is the signal that's coming out onto your live stream. Some of you guys are doing is you're doing the same thing that the camera is recording in your SD card, is the same type of look that you want to go on the live stream. And then your live stream cannot take it because your phone doesn't have the capacity, because your cellular signal is not strong enough to be able to do that, you know. And those are the things that I see, all right, that I see as somebody that's been doing this for so many years, you know, the errors that I see that is happening out there. So if you took that camera and if you divided your signal, and your signal that you're doing your remote stream is a totally different signal, and you actually, you know, you actually set your signal for remote streaming to be correctly adjusted, correctly set, you know, if it is a 720 or 1080, whatever it is that you're going to use, right? And then you set your signal that is going to be recorded inside your camera, because you want to create your YouTube video afterwards, or you want to do a documentary, or whatever it is that you want to do, you know, totally different. Then it works, right? Then it works, right? So I hope that this that I'm telling you, you know, and take it with a grain of salt. You know, I really love a lot of the work that you guys are doing. You guys are doing great. But if there's anything that you want to take from this here, is know that cellular streaming, your signal is always going to fluctuate. You know, and when your signal is not steady and it's not stable, it doesn't matter if you have a $2,000 or $2,500 Sony Experia Pro, or if you have a phone like what I'm using here, a Samsung Note 10 Plus, you know, 5G, that gives you, it's not going to make the difference. It's not going to make your stream look better, all right? It's not going to make your stream look worse neither, all right? It's going to make your stream look to whatever it is, because of the limitations that you have within the signal and the bandwidth that's available for your signal to be able to do your uplink. Now, with that said, you know, always measure your signal strength, all right, and see try to figure out what is the best format, you know, whether it's 720, 1080, 2K, you know, 4K, 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, you know, see what is the best signal that you can stream, making sure that you have some sort of headway, some sort of cushion, right? So that if your signal fluctuates, which they always do, your cellular signal fluctuates, it's not going to knock you out, and it's not going to freeze your video signal, and it's not going to make it look bad, you know. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope that I can show you, because I'm showing you right now that I'm doing a live stream. I'm not using the Sony Experia Pro, all right? I'm using a Samsung Galaxy Note 10, and on my next video I will show you how to do the setup without having to spend $2,500 on a Sony Experia Pro, and I can still do 4K, and I can still do 1080, and I can still do 720. I can stream, I can also record, I can also use this as a external monitor, all right, and I can see myself, because the X-T2 does not have a flip out screen, but when I mount my phone on top and I have it flipped the other way, it's facing me right now, the lens is facing me, my camera is facing me, I can see myself, I can see that I'm in focus, I can see that I'm live streaming, I can see that I'm live on the air. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me today, you know, and I hope that this actually helped some of you guys, you know, in hopes that you know, that you learn and that you can enjoy your next stream, and you can sort of understand it a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Sort of understand it a little bit better, so that you can do wonderful things out there. And this, I'm just gonna bring this out this way, because I like the scenery out here. All right, you can see that the scenery that you see out here right now. Okay, let me see if I can see. You can see a lot of kids. Okay, you can see. Let me see if I can show you guys. Okay, you see there. Okay, you see there's a lot of kids out here, all right, in the park. You know, and so it's a really nice area where I'm streaming from. You have kids playing. You have a couple of colleges, really nice colleges out here. I also kind of switched the camera the other way because I got some guy playing on a saxophone on that side, you know what I'm saying, and he was down the street over there, but he came down on this side. I don't know, you know, they just do crazy stuff, you know. They try to get the attention so that people can drop $1 or $2. You know, I've never been able to do that. You know, it doesn't matter. I still am not able to do that. So anyways, I hope you like it. You know, I hope you've enjoyed it. You know, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll see you on our next live stream, which will probably be this weekend from one of the parks.